let's talk then about our first film of the week. Let's talk about Calm with Horses. Did you have the pleasure of seeing Calm with Horses?
I have not seen Calm with Horses, but I do like to be calm with horses. I'm assuming this is a nice, gentle story about horse riding.
No, quite the opposite, in fact. So this is an Irish criminal drama from Nick Rowland. It stars. Do you remember Lady Macbeth a few years ago with Florence Pugh?
Yes.
Do you remember the love interest in that, Cosmo Jarvis?
Yes.
Well, obviously she went on to massive things.
Oscar nomination.
Yeah, and he has and more importantly a Marvel movie. But he's sort of faded into relative obscurity in the 4 years since. He's back. And he's twice the size of the man he was. He's a hulking man now.
Oh, okay.
And here he plays Doug. I think it goes by the nickname Arm. His name's like Doug Armstrong, and they call him Arm. And he's a former boxer turned sort of low-level enforcer for a sort of drug-dealing Irish street-level criminal family. Best represented by, is it Barry Keoghan or Keoghan or? I think I've heard Kean somewhere.
Kean, yeah.
Kean from 1917 and Killing the Sacred Deer. And the idea is that Arm is struggling when he is asked to kill a man in the name of the crime family, to kill a man who has sexually assaulted a young woman who's part of the family. He struggles with that. He asks the man to run away, spare me having to kill you. But at the same time, he wants to get out of this life. He has a young autistic son. He has an ex-partner that he feels quite affectionate for. And he wants to sort of take them away and give them the life that he feels, they deserve.
Look, let me take Jack tomorrow. I'll take him home there. Just him and me. No Devers, no nonsense, right?
I don't know. I don't think you could cope. It's not that simple.
Well, let me show you. Jack loves it here. Don't you? He still loves it here. Let me show you what I can take care of him. Try and nurse.
So Cosmo Jarvis, he's still got the chops. I didn't know, is he Irish? I'm not entirely sure, but I never got that impression from Lady Macbeth.
I've no idea.
No, not a clue.
Does it matter?
Not at all, but I will say this is properly awesome.
Is it?
This is a really good movie.
It's a story that's been done before. The idea of the sort of, the mob-heavy repenting and wanting a different life. I mean, there's the Viggo Mortensen film a couple of years ago.
Was that Eastern Promises? Was that one?
No, there was that one, and there was another one that he did as well.
History of Violence?
Yeah, no,
the Cronenberg one,
something like that. Yeah. And so I mean, it's been done, this kind of idea. So I wonder, how does it rank up against others? I mean, what's different about it?
To be honest with you, it's the setting that sets this apart, I think. Setting it in Ireland the way it's set and utilising the rural environments as well as the more downtrodden urbanite ones. I think that's a really good balance. The cast as well set this apart, particularly Ned Dennehy, who I think is playing something. He's playing one of those roles that usually goes to your sort of Brian Cox type, but it's just something more grimy and dirty about it. Barry Keoghan, a winner as always, but these cast Cosmo Jarvis' show. I remember when Lady Macbeth came out saying, pay attention to this cast, they're going to be big. I was half right. It would be nice if I could be fully right and Cosmo Jarvis could get his time in the sun as well. Gripping, very, very violent, but very soulful, very nuanced at times as well.
And it's a feature debut, director debut?
I believe so. I think, to be honest, I think Nick Rowland comes from a background of short films. I'm going to look that up now and be proven entirely wrong. No, he is from shorts and a couple of episodes of TV shows like Ripper Street and Cuffs. But I think as far as feature debuts go, a really solid one. It's got gristle, it's got heart, it's got spirit. The performance, as I say, from Cosmo Jarvis is the thing that sets it apart for me, but also Barry Keoghan as well, who I hadn't seen in a film for a little while, and I very much enjoy his weird, unusual, quirky presence, even though he is playing something a bit more conventional here. I would give it's a 2 thumbs up from me, absolutely.